Improvement Pill here. I'm fortunate enough to have a career that allows me to travel the world and work with some very successful people. People who make a lot of money, who are in good health, and who are genuinely happy with their lives. And over time, I start to notice some common trends amongst these individuals, certain habits that they almost all share. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal to you 4 shocking habits of successful people that I've observed. I highly recommend you watch this video till the very end because habit number 4 was actually a game changer for me when I was a lot younger. So let's jump right into it. Habit number 1 is to have some form of tracking habit, whether it's by writing about your day in a journal, jotting down numbers on whiteboards like I do, or even using an application on your phone. Tracking your journey is extremely powerful because it allows you to think in a very special way. See, the wisest decisions you can make, the ones with the highest chances of success, are decisions that consider the past so you can avoid any mistakes you've made before, that considers the present so that you can make sure you're currently doing the right thing, and that considers the future so that you have a goal to hit, a target to aim at. The problem is, well, it's quite hard to consider all 3 of these things at the same time using just our brain. It's a lot of information you need to be able to recall and think about. So the next best thing we can do is to record and track our progress so that we have all of this information in front of us on demand. Here's an example. Let's say you're someone that's been working on growing a YouTube channel. The great thing about YouTube is that they have a built-in tracking system. They show you the performance of your channel since its creation, which is the past. They show you real-time information, what people are currently viewing, which is the present, and they give you enough information for you to estimate where your channel will be in the future. All of this information is extremely powerful because of the decisions it allows you to make. From this data, you can tell what strategies have worked before in the past so you can repeat them. It tells you what strategies did terribly so you can avoid those and learn from that, and it allows you to estimate how long it'll take for you to hit your goals, which is extremely motivating. The sole reason I was able to grow my channel to over 1 million subscribers in just 2 years was because of this tracking. It told me exactly what strategies I had to stick to and which ones to avoid if I wanted to reach my goals. So regardless of what your definition of success is, whether it's health, wealth, or even relationship related, you should track your journey so that you have the data to make smart decisions and also stay motivated. The second habit that successful people have is some sort of awareness practice. Have you ever met someone that always seems to have bad luck? I have friends who always seem to get injured, who always lose their money, who always have some bad thing or another happening to them. Now yes, there are times where these are truly incidences of bad luck, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of these things could have been avoided if they were simply more aware of their surroundings. Now most of the time, there are signs that tell you something bad is going to happen. For example, let's say you're at the gym and you're warming up and you notice that your arm kind of aches a little when you move it in a certain way. Now I know people who would completely ignore this sign and proceed to go about their regular workout routine. And guess what? It's these same people who end up with fitness injuries. The same thing applies when you're networking, which is extremely important if you want to become financially successful, because the more powerful people you know, the more money you will make. Now, when you're meeting people for the first time, there are dozens of signs that they will give off every single second of the interaction. Sometimes these are signs that they are enjoying the interaction, but sometimes these are signs that what you're saying is boring or offending them. If you don't notice these signs and adjust the conversation, you're going to ruin powerful relationships that could have made you thousands, if not millions of dollars down the line. We miss signs like these because we're lost in thought, worrying about what people think of us, thinking about something that happened in the past, simply too busy thinking about something else to notice the clear signs in front of us. And trust me, they are literally right in front of your face most of the time. This is why most successful people that are often called lucky or fortunate, have habits like meditation, affirmations, or even prayer, because these are all habits that improve your awareness, and they're going to make you more aware of the signs that will appear in front of you every single day. And if you can spot the good ones and avoid the bad ones, that's how you end up with quote-unquote extremely good luck. That's how you become successful. Habit number 3 is that successful people take shortcuts. Now I know, right out the gate this sounds bad. The improvement pill, I don't want to take shortcuts, that's cheating. But if you think about it, you've been taking shortcuts every single day of your life. The phone or computer that you're probably using right now to watch this video is in fact a shortcut. If you were really against taking shortcuts, you'd have to invent and create all of the parts for these devices on your own, which would take hundreds, if not thousands of years. We humans take the progress of the people that have come before us and use their knowledge to live a better, more efficient life. That's a shortcut, but it's also the best way to go about things. Now, this applies to success as well. There are tons of people who have come before you who have already reached the types of success that you're looking for, and oftentimes these already successful people will try to pass down their knowledge for a variety of reasons. It's genuinely fulfilling to help others succeed. It's a pretty good way to make some money, and it's a very powerful way for them to create a legacy. If you're trying to become successful in an area of your life like wealth, the hands down best thing to do is to purchase some sort of course or program where an expert lays out all of the steps in front of you to follow. And this was a lesson that I learned the hard way. See, when I was first trying to make my fortune online many years ago, I was cocky. I told myself I could figure it all out on my own for free. I thought everyone who promoted their courses online were scammers. So I ended up spending months and months trying to build a business online all by myself, and guess what? I didn't make any money. I spent over $10,000 and earned less than $100 through all of my efforts. And it wasn't until I finally decided to take a shortcut and learn from someone who had already found success online that I finally made my first $1,000 a month, which then became $10,000. And fast forward to recently, where I've been able to bring in over $100,000 per month online, all because I was taking shortcuts instead of trying to figure it all out on my own. If you're someone who is interested in a really powerful course, one that has already taught hundreds of people how to succeed in terms of wealth, the same one that taught me how to make over $100,000 a month, then click on the link in the description box below. There you can attend a free webinar hosted by me and one of my mentors, Dan Locke, where you're going to learn about one of the most powerful strategies for making a fortune right now. The last habit we're going to talk about today is actually something that I learned at a very young age by observing my parents. It's to have a more aggressive mindset. What do I mean by this? Well, my dad was someone who had what I like to call a defensive mindset. He was a penny pincher. He was the type of guy who would scold me for throwing away empty water bottles, not because he thought recycling was going to save the planet, but because they were worth 5 cents if you brought them to the recycling center. He was all about spending less. My mother, on the other hand, was very different. She had what I like to call an aggressive mindset. See, even though she came from a worse background than my dad, she was a farmer who never got a college degree, she ended up being significantly more successful in terms of wealth. While my dad was worrying about how to save as much money as possible, my mom focused her time and energy on figuring out how to make more money. And even though she didn't have any higher education, she ended up teaching herself about real estate, saving up enough money for a down payment, and purchasing a home all by herself. And because of this investment, this aggressive strategy, she now collects rent from the tenants and makes significantly more money than my dad does. The thing about having a defensive mindset is that although yes, it's generally less risky, it doesn't solve your problem. You can't solve your money problem by just saving up money. All that does is make you worry a bit less. If you want to become successful, if you don't want to worry about money at all and actually enjoy life, then you need to adopt an aggressive mindset. An aggressive mindset is all about solving the problem for good. Now, investing tens of thousands of dollars in a home like my mom did is a risky move. But the thing about aggressive mindsets now more than ever is that they are less and less risky. Because if you do what we mentioned before, if you take shortcuts and learn from the success of people who have come before you, then you can decrease the risk drastically because you know what to do and what not to do. There's a time and place for passive mindsets, but if you want to be successful, you need to spend more time thinking about how to solve your problems altogether instead of just decreasing the symptoms. And that's it, guys. Make sure to track your progress, practice awareness more often, take more shortcuts, and try to have a more aggressive mindset. If you do all 4 of these things, you'll drastically increase your chances of seeing success down the line. I hope you learned a lot from all this. And again, if you want to check out one of the best shortcuts out there, click on the link in the description box below. Besides that, guys, stay tuned.